Having saved the world in the previous part, we jump straight into gym number 8. Now, in Vanilla Emerald, Wallace is the champion of the Elite Four, but that's changed in EK. He's been demoted. Instead, there's essentially 2 gym leaders here. Starting with Wallace, we lead Biscotti vs Kingdra. Our ability prevents crits, so we simply out-heal her, as she just chips away at herself with Draco Meteor recoil until she goes down. Gingerbread switches in against Cast Form for a fake-out crit. Nice. Then after some strategic switching to safely get 42 in, she finishes the droplet off with Leaf Blade. Scone barely feels an Ice Beam, though he is forced to use his Lumberry to get rid of the freeze. We fake out Superpower for the KO, though thanks to the recoil, he's knocked down to 2 HP. Whew, that was a close one. It's Cobbler vs Milotic. Her not very effective attacks hit us down to the yellow, as we get some chip off. Then it's back to Gingy, to sleep, wake up, fake out. I don't want him taking an Ice Beam though, so we periodically switch back to Cobbler to take them. But then Milo hits another Hypnosis and we have no berry to immediately wake up. Though we do have the early bird ability, so we'll wake up sooner than normal. Still, I'd rather not risk his life, so Cobbler starts attacking again, double edging her down to the red. I try to finish her off with Fudge Ball, but once again, sleep is ever annoying. Still, we have the HP to just wait until we wake up, though the team is a little more banged up than I'd planned. The next Pokemon out, Swampert, just goes down to 42's Leaf Blade. And finally, Ludicolo, who Fudge Ball one-shots. Straight into Gym Leader 8 Part 2, it's a double battle of water vs water. Though not for long, as we immediately make a sacrifice, blowing up Fudge Ball to take down both Lapras and Kingdra. 42 Leaf Blades the Lantern as Matcha Bite comes in to replace Ube Roll, and actually Leaf Blade crits for the one-shot, which sort of throws my plan off a little, as I was expecting Lantern to still be in at this point, so we have to adapt. We start out by just fake-outing the problem child as Cast Form goes down to a Leaf Blade. Then it's time for a double switch, with Cobbler and Ube Roll coming in to absorb not very effective attacks. Cobbler gets off a double edge on Ludi to a little above half, as our own comes in to 4 times resist the double Hydro Pumps. We then target down the Ludi, this stupid dancing duck thing, whose design I've always disliked ever since I was a kid. But he lives on like 1 HP. Ugh. We get Cobbler out of there for 42 as Matcha Bite surfs to finally finish his counterpart off. With just Vaporeon left, the rest of the battle should be easy, right? Right? Playing it safe, we go for the double switch as he just goes for a Sing, with Cobbler taking a millisecond long nap. Our Grass Boys come back out. This time 42 can safely Leaf Blade as Matcha Bite flinch fake outs and actually crits, meaning Vappy's knocked down to the low red. This allows a single quick attack from 42 to get us Gym Badge number 8. Wow, this run is off the charts. This takes us to our very last encounter, Blitz. We do end up losing out on a Lapras, as though I noted down it had Whirlwind when I was planning which encounters I could guarantee myself based on the species clause. I managed to forget when doing the actual encountering part, but oh well. Our level cap is now 100, so making our way through Victory Road with all their Pokemon in the 80s and 90s should be a piece of cake. Shouldn't it? Well, at first it is. That kid with the level 70 Relts from before Gym 3 battles us again here, and though I wouldn't call him easy, I definitely wouldn't call him hard. But then there's Red, Gatekeeper of Rustboro and Forlaba. Not quite Gatekeeper of Victory Road, but still formidable. Now, I've accused Winona of spamming legendaries in the past, but she has nothing on this guy. We lead for Karcher, while he casually sends out a Ho-Oh, and the stupid legendary stats means he survives a Rock Slide, despite it being 4 times super effective, and we're 13 levels higher. Sky Attack Recoil does finish the job, however. Croissant takes on Lapras, and well, we hit for super effective damage and he doesn't. Snorlax comes in, Between Gelatin and Bread, we can PP stall the big boy until all he's left with is Earthquake for Gelatin to just levitate over. Next is freaking Mew. Eclair comes into a Psychic, which hits for a little under a third. 2 crunches and Red sends in Celebi. Focaccia comes back in to crunch for around half, though she's hit to the red in return. Unfortunately, when Bread comes in to deal the finishing blow, Celebi survives on a sliver before recovering back up, though that's easily solved by just getting off another hit next turn. Finally, there's Dragonite. Technically only a pseudo-legendary, but you know what? I'm counting it, you legendary spammer Red. Tiramisu switches into a Dracomedia, which means we're making a sack, so Eclair can safely come in. Honestly, now we're so close to the end of the game, if we lose some Pokemon, it's not the biggest deal, as long as I don't believe they'll be on our Elite Four team, which Tiramisu was never going to be. One of the reasons I'm potentially going to have to sack so many Pokemon in this section though is because I can't exactly use the most optimal team for each trainer, as this is one of the few points in the game where pretty much every HM is needed. So I either have to bring along an HM slave, or have the best team members with non-optimal HM moves, or try to find a balance between the two. This leads to several more deaths, unfortunately. HM slave Tim Tam speed ties with expert Julie's Cloyster, and unfortunately, not only do we lose the tie the turn we would have KO'd her, she blows up! During the same battle, I miscount while PP stalling Snorlax, meaning he blows up in Bread's face rather than Gelatin's. Yeah, that one was my bad. But then there's the final trainer before the Elite Four, Winstraight Vito. It starts out on plan, Dusclops stalls us a bit, but ultimately goes down to a few Shadow Punches. Galette comes in against Milotic. I Toxic it as it just fails to Meracote me. From here we confuse, as it lightly pokes me with a Surf. Then all it takes are some Sludge Bombs and down he goes. We get Eclair in on a superpower. Then we just fly, meaning it can never hit us as it loafs every time we're vulnerable on the ground. But then he switches. And because I'm in the air, I can't do anything as Metagross gets a hard Meteor Mash in, hitting us to the yellow. This one switch and hit ruins everything. Scon switches into another Meteor Mash, and this time, Metagross gets the 10% attack boost. No. Fake Out barely scratches him, but we need all the damage we can get. Even after the attack raise, we can live a Meteor Mash as long as it's not a crit. So I go for a Shadow Punch and... we're crit. Scon goes down. Eventually, I decide our best path forward is sending in Gelatin, because she's one of the most disposable Pokemon. In fact, everyone here is except Salamence. If I can only keep one Pokemon alive, it has to be her. But when Gelatin is one-shot and Metagross gets another 10% attack rise, even that comes into question. Boston Cream Shadow Balls, and if she's to live, I need a crit. But we don't get it, so down she goes as well. This Metagross is just massacring my Pokemon. Thankfully, between the rest of my team, they've done enough for Eclair to finally come in, outspeed and finish the murder machine off. We still have all his other Pokemon to deal with though, and considering half my team is dead, the strats I had for them are out the window. Well, except for a Salamence, as Owls can just Dragon Claw outspeed in one shot. Slaking is back out, so Sandwich comes in to take a Crush Claw, hit him down to the yellow before Salamence is out to once again dodge all the attacks with Fly, this time finishing him off. Salamence can't safely take out Alakazam, so Sandwich comes in to absorb an electric attack before being sacrificed, so Galette can come in safely. We hit with Sludge Bomb for over half, then all we need is to not be crit with Psychic. The HP ticks down then stops at 15 HP. We're not crit. We live to get off another Sludge Bomb and win the battle with both Eclair and Galette still alive. Oh my Gee. I nearly just lost the best run I've had at the last mandatory battle before the Elite Four. Just, phew, what a battle. Gotta head to the graveyard after that one, but hey, we made it through. We're going to have our first Elite Four attempt. Though, first we need to prep, and we're going around to gather things like items and heartstones to get the appropriate movesets. I run into this random fissure, and the mismatch of Elite Four Mons and HM slaves are pretty much all weak to electric, bar Salamence. But again, I don't want to risk her, so I end up sacking my boy Starmie. I wasn't gonna use him anyway though, so no biggie. With everything now finalized, I'll see you in the next part for what could be the final showdown. Also, win straight veto? More like loser straight veto. Got him.